tension between the yentas is reaching all-time highs. It is overflowing. Climate change believers, they are crying out in pain as the toxic gas that escapes the yentas, which is usually used to criticize Donald Trump, or being bad. The ladies on The View, they are practicing the fine art of betrayal, and they are using that toxic gas on each other. For the second day in a row, there was an epic cat fight on The View. And today's cat fight, it was a hell of a lot worse than the fight that I showed you guys yesterday. Once again, the claws came out. Once again, it was a battle between my favorite yenta, Asuncion, and the inspiration for pretenders, the great pretender, Alyssa the Farah Griffin. Which, by the way, I'm starting to notice this shift with Alyssa Farah Griffin. If this continues, I'm going to have to remove her title of the Great Pretender because over the last couple of weeks, Alyssa Farah Griffin, she has been the only panelist on The View who is willing to get real. The rest of them, they seem to be in this constant state of depression, which, to be fair, if my name was Whoopi and my only discernible talent was my unique ability to produce Category 5 Boodle Breeze, I would probably be depressed too. This morning on the second channel, we talked about the disease that has infected the NBA. Well, KC, were you talking about the woke fungus? No, I was talking about Draymond Green. Over the past couple of years, my stance on Draymond Green has not changed. I think Captain Doofus should be banned from the NBA. But one of my channel members, Andre, a man I have a lot of respect for, besides the fact that he is in love with Draymond Green, he watched my video this morning on the second channel and he started a debate on the channel Discord server about why Draymond Green does not deserve to be banned from the NBA. We went back and forth for a little while, but the point I made to Andre is the same point that I always make about Dre. If someone is willing to be consistently violent in public, if someone is not capable of controlling their emotions, their temper in public, in most cases, not all cases, but in most cases, their behavior is a hell of a lot worse behind closed doors. There's a lot of things that you can hide, but you can't hide who you are. You can disguise it, you can cover it up for a little while, but eventually, who you are at home, it will be who you are in public. I have a very strong feeling that there is tension behind the scenes at The View, and that tension behind the scenes, it has started to make its way on camera. The whoopee cushion, she can claim all she wants. Oh, this is just a spirited debate. We're all friends. We get our toxic gas tanks filled together. Yippee! The whoopee cushion can try to cover the tension with heartwarming stories of filling their gas tanks and coming together to play the boodle flute. Big Red Joy Behar, she can claim that the ladies are united over their hatred of the Trumper. But there is no amount of illusion that can disguise the clear tension between son Hostin and the Great Pretender. And once again, that tension was on clear display this morning as they engaged in another cat fight. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Quick reminder, the poll is live for my personal nominee for the upcoming Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. Last I checked, I think we had over 2,200 votes in 12 hours. I thought Cam Harris would easily be my nominee, but right now it is a tightly contested race between cackling Cam Harris and the woke media. So if you haven't voted, make sure to check the community tab here on YouTube and place your vote. Also, if you have someone that you want to personally nominate for the upcoming HEF Awards, shoot me an email, btlkc84@gmail.com. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, Patriots by Design. With there being so many woke companies, a lot of people are looking for brands that align with their personal values, brands that are patriotic. Doesn't get more patriotic than Patriots by Design. One of my favorite items offered by Patriots by Design, it's their Trump wall art. Here's an example right here of the Trumper and Melania looking happy, which I'm sure is shocking to the woke media. Winter is right around the corner. Matter of fact, the weather's already getting colder. If your wife is anything like my wife, she is constantly freezing. Hell, my wife, she is cold during the summer. Warm your wife up with a hoodie blanket from Patriots by Design. They also offer car seat covers for veterans that are available for every branch of the military. Free shipping available in every state in the United States. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10. Save 10% off your first purchase with Patriots by Design. Yesterday morning, the formerly radiant Asuncion and the pretending Yenta, they were arguing over the election. Son Hostin was once again blaming mythical racism and non-existent misogyny for the fact that Cam Harris was a huge embarrassing failure. While Alyssa the Farah Griffin, she was trying to give Son the truth. She was trying to explain that men didn't vote for Cam Harris because she's incompetent, and she selected a vice president who borrows tampons from his wife, while minorities voted for the Trumper for economic reasons. Even though they fought through the fog of Whoopi's boodle breeze to engage in a passionate argument, the tensions, they didn't necessarily boil over yesterday morning. It was close. It was very close. At one point, I thought the claws would officially come out, but I guess the fog of the breeze was just too strong, which caused Son and the Pretender to run out of breath. Kinda hard to argue when your lungs are filled with toxic flatulence. This morning, though, the ladies finally decided to move on from the election to discuss public school vouchers. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to school vouchers. I was raised in private school until I reached high school. The high school I went to was a great school, still is to this day, so I'm not familiar with how vouchers work. From my limited understanding, I think vouchers are given to kids with good grades or the potential for good grades who are attending failing schools. I'm sure there are a lot of problems with the program. I mean, it is run by one of the most incompetent institutions in the world, the federal government. Outside of the military, the federal government doesn't really get shit right. But even though I'm sure there are problems with the voucher program, I can tell you with almost 100% certainty, the problem with the program has nothing to do with mythical racism. Not according to Son Hostin, though. No! According to my formerly sweet son, mythical racism, it can be blamed for everything. I am waiting for her to blame racism for the bitterness and tension on The View. But according to Big Red, the uptick in bitterness and tension on The View, it can be blamed on Donald Trump. God. According to Red, the reason the ladies are so bitter, it's because of something called Trumpism. Anyway, Son Hostin and Alyssa the Farah Griffin, they were debating the voucher program, but the subject of the debate, that is not what's interesting here. What's interesting is the cattiness, the subtle vitriol between AFG and SUN. Watch for yourself.
Where do you get the money from vouchers? You pull those money from those poor schools, those poor schools.
I don't see it.
Let me just finish this. I'm not making this up. This has been studied. In 2020, a 2020 study found that only about half of states with voucher programs require teachers to have a bachelor's degree, require teachers to have training, require teachers to have licensing, require participating in private schools.
If I may get in, just to make it a conversation.
But because I have children and because I looked at
I went to public school. I believe you got to go to private school.
There is zero statistical significance.
You got to go to private school.
Because nobody can figure out what's being said here right now. No, there is no last thing right now. We're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back.
Yes.
Because you can't, what's happening is no one can hear anything anyone is saying, so everybody has
to on it
yes,
so we can talk.
Well,
that
you know,
goes
for you too, my
that's gotten a word, and she's been talking
we'll
for 3
be right
minutes.
back.
But I don't think students should be victims of a falling behind school. Their life is at stake in it, their future, their earning potential.
But see, you went to a good school. I wasn't in a good school district. That's the inequity.
But where did you go to school?
The South. In the South, I had to start school in the South Bronx projects. That's
but then didn't you get to go to a private school?
Here's what's interesting to the Worcester right now, because don't make me shut this bad boy down again.
All right.
Okay.
First of all, when did the whoopee cushion become the voice of reason? When did the whoopee cushion become the mediator? I'm sure the lonely women in the audience this morning were incredibly disappointed. Imagine you're a lonely woman. You flew all the way from the People's Republic of California to New York City to experience the freshness of the Boodle Breeze for the very first time. And Whoopi Goldberg, she doesn't even get a chance to hike her leg because she is stopping a fight. Look, I don't have any inside information here. I don't have inside sources at The View, mainly because I can't find anyone willing to go undercover and become a Yenta. Can't really blame them either. But this is just my opinion. As someone who has covered this show for years now, we have seen minor arguments on The View before. We have seen minor exchanges here and there. We have seen the ladies get animated when they are trying to make a point and they can't make that point because all the other women on the show are yelling and screaming. But I don't ever remember seeing it get to this level. This morning, it was damn near getting personal. Son Hostin made a somewhat personal dig at Alyssa Farah Griffin about not having kids. AFG kept interrupting Asuncion. She basically accused Son Hostin of talking too damn much. She was trying to do the audience a favor by having Son Hostin shut the hell up. The whoopee cushion, she got so worried that she made them go to a commercial break. I guess she was hoping they would cool down, but they come back from break and they go right back at it again. This is the second day in a row that Son Hostin and Alyssa Farah Griffin have gotten into a heated discussion. Something is going on. Something ain't right here. There is a reason for this tension, and it's not some doofus argument over school vouchers. The tension's not being caused because Donald Trump won the election, even though Big Red expects us to believe that bullshit. There seems to be an underlying issue here between Son Hostin and AFG. Think about it. Whoopi Goldberg tried to stop the argument. Not once. She tried to stop it twice. Now, why would she do that? Everyone knows that arguments make for great television. Why would the host of the show stop two of her panelists from arguing? It's pure speculation on my part, but maybe Whoopi Goldberg was worried that it was going to get too personal. Maybe she was worried that emotions would be out of control. I don't know, but something seems to be going on with the ladies on The View. What do you think it is? Is there severe tension behind the scenes? Is that tension starting to show publicly? Are the ladies really depressed because Trump won, or are they depressed because things are falling apart on this show? I don't know. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys tomorrow.